My name is Stefan, and I'm the account executive here at Litera. Also joining us today is our sales engineer, Garlo. Garlo will be showing you why Metadact is crucial for your organization and how you can protect your brand. You can submit questions throughout the session using the buttons in your GoToWebinar panel. If there is time, we will have a look at these questions at the end of the webinar. If not, Garlo will get back to you. As always, this webinar will be recorded and a copy of this will be sent to you after the session, so please feel free to share it internally. If you are familiar with the Docs Corp product suite and are currently using Docs Corp product Metadact solution Clean Docs, you will find this session very familiar and knowledgeable. Litera made the business decision that Metadact will be our go-forward solution for metadata cleaning moving forward. This solution offers additional features such as server-based Metadact cleaning, Metadact attachment manager, Azure information protection, and many more. This morning, we'll be focusing on what matters with Metadact. We'll go through and explain what is metadata, why is metadata cleaning crucial for your organization, how to clean metadata in Word and Outlook, and how to use the Metadact attachment manager. But that's enough from me for now, and handing over to you, Garlo, so we can get started.
Thank you, Stefan. Okay, so as Stefan already mentioned, today we'll be taking a look at Metadact, our metadata cleaning solution. Metadact has two main features. The first feature is metadata cleaning, but it also has a second main feature, which is email recipient alerts. In today's webinar, we'll be focusing on the metadata cleaning side of Metadact. But before we get into it, let's take a look at what is metadata and why having a metadata cleaning solution in place is crucial for your organization. Some examples, so as I said, what is metadata? Metadata is such a big word and it's used for many different things these days. When you're looking at a Word document like this one, what are we looking for here is the sensitive information inside the document and the document information that is embedded in this document. Some examples of sensitive information that we have inside these documents are these track changes, comments. As you can see, I have track changes and comments all over this document. And I also have a table or spreadsheet here. Sometimes we don't realize that rather than adding just a table or balance sheet into our Word document, we are actually linking the whole workbook. So if I double click on this image here, you will see that the whole Excel workbook will open up. So by doing this, we could be potentially leaking sensitive information that we might have in hidden rows and columns of this Excel workbook. So we don't want that. We want to be able to clean up all of this metadata that we have inside the document before this document gets out of our organization. These types of metadata are the ones that you would most likely accidentally leak outside of your company when you are drafting a document and you are collaborating with your co-workers. You might add a few comments, then send it to another coworker. This coworker might add a few more comments, do a few track changes and things like that, and you will end up with a document like this one. Now, if we take a look at the back of this document and we go to the information panel, here we also have sensitive information. We have here the total editing time, basically how long it took us to put this document together. We have the company name. This is basically the company where this document was created. We have the author information as well as related people information. So who is the manager of the author? Who is the last person that modified this document? So why is it important to clean this metadata before you send this document outside of your organization? Just to give you some examples of what would happen if you don't use a metadata cleaning solution. I have spoken with a lot of companies throughout the years that have had a lot of issues with these types of metadata. For example, they charge for a senior lawyer to work on a document or a project, but when the customer receives the document, they see that the document was actually created by a junior staff member. Or they might charge a day of services to put an agreement or a contract together. But when the customer receives the document, they see that the total editing time of the document is only 2 to 3 hours. Also, sometimes organizations reuse documents from other organizations as templates. And when they send the finalized version of the document to their clients, they see that the document was created at a different company. All of these types of issues with metadata can result in you losing business, losing a case, losing clients, and it can also hurt your company's reputation. So why risk it if you can use metadata desktop and server? You can have it running in the background of your systems, cleaning all of the documents that you work with, regardless of the device that you are using. This could be your desktop, your laptop, your mobile phone, or your tablet, providing you with total security to prevent any unnecessary leaks of sensitive information. Let's now take a look at how we can clean the metadata in this document using our Metadact plugin in Word. After installing the software, you will have this litera ribbon inside Word with these clean options. Clean metadata and analyze metadata. And by the way, this litera ribbon, you will have it inside Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And also Outlook, because we integrate with all of those Microsoft applications. So you will have a direct integration. Metadact has a direct integrations with these applications. So what I want to do here is I want to clean all of the metadata that I have in this document. And to do that, I simply select clean metadata. And what will happen is Metadact will grab my document, will analyze it, and then we will get this window here. And from here, we can do many things. The first thing that we can do is we can analyze the metadata that we have in this document to see if we need to clean it or not. I will go ahead and analyze the metadata that I have in this document. And once it's ready, Metadact will prompt us. It will say metadata report complete. And then we will get this metadata report on the right-hand side. So if I take a look at it, I can see that I have all of these metadata types, including built-in properties, comments, custom properties, custom XML code. I have track changes, personal information. So I have all of these types of metadata that should not be in my document if I'm thinking about sending this document outside of my organization. So once I'm ready here, and I know that I need to clean this document, I have this profile option that will bring up my profiles. Basically, Metadact is profile based. What this means is that you have the ability to create as many profiles as you need depending on your cleaning requirements. For example, I've worked with some firms that they just want a metadata cleaning solution to clean comments that track changes of documents. So they create a profile for that type of cleaning. But for this example, I will just go ahead and use the default clean option. If you want to work with profiles, create and edit profiles and do and tweak the types of metadata that certain profiles will clean, you will need to use these cleaning options and create edit profiles features that you have here on the right-hand side. So once I'm ready, I'll go ahead and select clean. And what will happen is Metadact will grab my document, will get rid of all of the metadata that I have inside this document, and it will say, as you saw here at the bottom, it will tell me that the metadata cleaning process is finished. So once I am ready, I can do three different things from here. I can print that metadata cleaning report if I want to. I can email the clean document directly from this interface without having to download it and attach it into an email in Outlook. I can email it directly from here, or I can save this document for me if I want to reuse it on another project, or save it on my DMS or my or my practice management system. So here I have the ability to add a prefix and a suffix. In this case, I've added a prefix of clean. And I also have the ability to convert this document to PDF if I want to. If I do that, I will be given the option to add a password if I need to, just for an extra layer of security. But in this case, I will just go ahead and save this document on my desktop so I can show you what Metadact has done to my document. I will save it. Once it's ready, I'll get this document saved successfully. I'll click OK. I will close this interface, and I will also close Word because I don't need that anymore. Now, if I take a look at my clean document, which is this one here, I will open it up and I will take a look at what Metadact has done to my document. The first thing that you will notice is that we won't have any of those track changes and comments in the document. And you will also see that the information panel of this Word document has been cleaned. It just takes a couple of seconds for this document to open up in Word. And as I said, all of the comments and track changes are not there anymore. Our balance sheet here is now an image. Even if I click on it, it won't open that Excel workbook because we have removed that metadata. If I go to the panel information of this document, I can see that all of the metadata here has also been cleaned. The total editing time is now 0 minutes. The company name, there's no company name where the document was created. All of the author related information has also been cleaned. So now I can safely send this document outside of my company if I need to. Okay, so let's now shift gears a little bit and go to Outlook, and we will take a look at how Metadact can clean documents on send. So what I have here is I have two different emails, but first we will work with this email that has a Word document as an attachment. As I mentioned before, like in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, inside Outlook, you will also have this literary ribbon with your Metadact features inside of this ribbon. From here, you can turn cleaning on and off if you want to. Some users might not want the metadata to be clean, so they can turn it off, send the email, and then turn it back on. But most of the times, companies don't have this feature enabled. So if you don't want your users to be able to clean, to turn cleaning or on or off, you can disable this feature from this ribbon. All of the options that I have for metadata cleaning in this ribbon are fully customizable. I can have only the attachment manager or the compress options here, or just the clean on or off. So this is fully customizable depending on your requirements. Okay, but before I send this document out, let's take a look at the actual attachment. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this Word document so we can take a look at how this document looks before I send it out. Just going to take a couple of seconds. And as you can see, this document has metadata on it, has those track changes, has those comments, also has that embedded Excel workbook inside the Word document that shouldn't be there because we don't want to be leaking any sensitive information that we might have on that Excel workbook. If I take a look at the panel, at the document information, here we can also see that all of the metadata there is not clean yet. So we have the total editing time, we have the company where the document was born, and we also have the author information there. So this is the document before I send it out on my email. So now, what happens if I select to send this email with this attachment? Metadact will prompt me and it will tell me that basically this attachment, the attachment in your email, has sensitive metadata that should be removed. Again, like this literary ribbon inside Outlook, this interface is also fully customizable. You can have as many cleaning profiles here. You can have, if you have 10 cleaning profiles, you can add them all here. You can even give access, enable your users to skip cleaning of certain metadata types, so they can cherry pick what metadata to clean and not to clean. But in this case, I've set it up like most firms have it set up to do a high profile cleaning for all documents that are going out of the organization. So if I select send, Metadact will go ahead and clean my attachment and it will send this document out. It will take a couple of seconds for me to get that email, and we will take a look at what has happened to my attachment. You will be able to see that the document has been cleaned, that all of the metadata is not in the document anymore. As I said, it only takes a couple of seconds for that email to arrive. Hopefully it will be arriving in a couple of seconds. But there is another feature that I also will be showing you after this example, which is our attachment manager. So we have received that email. If I now take a look at that email and I open the attachment, we'll be able to see that all of the metadata that we had in this Word document was cleaned with Metadact on send. So we don't have any track changes there or any comments. This is now an image. Even if I double click on it, it won't open an Excel workbook because it is now basically an image. If we go to the panel information, all of the metadata here has also been cleaned. The total editing time is now 0. There is no company name for where this document was created. The author information has also been cleaned. So as you can see, you have the ability to enable your users to clean documents when they are sending emails outside of your organization. Now, as I said, I want to show you today the Metadact Attachment Manager. With this Attachment Manager, you will have the ability to do a lot of things. So I'm going to go ahead and open this email that I have here. And as you can see, I have multiple attachments, including a Word document, an Excel workbook, and a PowerPoint presentation. If I go to my literary ribbon and I select the Attachment Manager, from here, I will be able to do many things. I can rename attachments using this pencil here. So I can call, for example, this document, document 3. I can call this document, document 2, and I can call this document, document 1. I also have the ability to add a password into my attachments if I want to add an extra layer of security. I also have the ability to shuffle my attachments around so I can put them in the order that I want to. So I can put document 1 first, then I can put document 2 and document 3. All of these things you won't be able to do in Outlook if you are not using Metadact. You don't have the ability to rename attachments in Outlook once the attachments are in the email. You don't have the ability to put them in the order that you want to. If you want to do all of that, you will need to download the attachments, rename them, and then reattach them to your email. But using the Metadact Attachment Manager, you have the ability to do all of that without going through all of that hassle. Here, I also have the ability to convert my attachments to PDF. So by selecting these icons here, I will be basically converting all of my attachments to PDF. I can compress these attachments if I want to. Most of us, we know that most email service providers have file size restrictions when it comes to attachments. So if you want to email a large document, you might not be able to do that because of the file size restriction, but with Metadact, you have the ability to compress that file, compress the size of that attachment, and be able to email it out. Of course, you have the ability to clean the metadata of the attachments using any of the profiles that you have set up for your firm. And once you are finished working with these attachments, the only thing that you need to do is select apply and reattach. And Metadact will go through the process of cleaning the metadata of these attachments, rename them, it will reorder them, it will convert them to PDF, and then it will reattach all of my files back on my email. So as you can see here, I have my files. They are now all PDFs, and they have been renamed, and they are in the order that I wanted them to be. Okay. The last feature that I wanted to show you today is a feature that has become very popular in the past few years, which is the ability to create binders from within Outlook using the attachment manager. Let me show you how to do that. So if I go ahead and I select the attachment manager again, and select these icons here, basically I am selecting the documents that I want to include in my binder. Then select manage binder. I can give this binder a name. In this case, I will just call it binder. I can add a password for an extra layer of security again. I can add a cover page if I want to have a custom cover page in my binder. In this case, I have a cover page here on my desktop, so I will add it here. I can add a table of contents with hyperlinks on my binder, so I will select that option, and I can also add a separated page if I need to. In this case, I will select Save, apply and reattach, and Metadact will go through the process of creating that binder. Once it's ready, I will have my binder as an attachment on my email message. So now let me show you what this binder looks like. So as you can see here, I have my custom cover page, the one that I added from my desktop. I've got my table of contents. And the great thing about this table of contents is that it's a hyperlink table of contents. So all of the linking has been done automatically by Metadact for you. So there is no need for you to do all of this low value manual work yourself. Metadact can do it for you from within Outlook itself. Great. So that's all what I had for today. But before I let you go, I wanted to echo what Stefan mentioned at the beginning of today's session. If you didn't have time to take notes throughout the webinar, please don't worry. You will be receiving a copy of the recording of this webinar via email after the session. Thank you everyone for your attention. Back to you, Stefan.
Thank you, Garlo. That was great. Again, thank you all for your time this morning. Hopefully you got a lot out of this session. Whilst we have everyone here today, I wanted to briefly introduce a new solution that we provide here at Litera. It's called Litera Review. Litera Review allows you to consolidate many revised documents into a single document. It provides a many-to-one comparison of modified documents against an original and consolidating all changes into a single on-screen report. This solution has been proven useful on projects where there's a number of either internal and external stakeholders. If you'd like to see how these solutions work and how they can benefit your organization, please email us at info@litera.com. For anyone that sent through a question that we didn't get a chance to answer, someone will be in contact to discuss. Once you leave the webinar, you will receive a survey on the presentation. We would appreciate if you would complete this and provide your feedback. You will also receive a follow-up email for a link to view a recording of today's webinar. On behalf of Litera, Garlo, and I, thank you for joining us this morning. and we hope you have a great week ahead. Thanks.